Hi, I'm Ryan. This is Caitlyn. Our group project is on Ireland, and it's focusing on PTSD and homelessness and how it affects the mental health of the country.
And our rest of our group members for this project are going to be Anna, Lauren, and Whit. And we hope you enjoy the show.
For the past 20 years or so, Northern Ireland has had serious problems with their people's mental health. Here's what you need to know. Before Ireland gained their independence in 1922, they were under British rule for almost 100 years. There was a massive conflict, though, still between religions throughout the country. The country was separated into two main religious groups: the Protestant Unionists, who were loyal to British rule, and the Catholic Nationalists, who were republics of Ireland and liked being under their own rule. This began a 30-year-long conflict known in Ireland as the Troubles. During the Troubles, lots of conflict went on and thousands of lives were lost between the two religions. After countless rebellions and bombings, in 1998, Ireland decided to make a treaty to start the peace. On paper, things look great, but were they really? But what are these suicides really because of? Scientists believe it because of PTSD caused from trauma from the Troubles. After the peace agreement was signed in 1998, suicide rates have nearly doubled in 10 years, and there's 25% higher overall prevalence of mental health compared to England alone. Ireland has the highest PTSD rate among 30 other countries, and nearly 40% of the entire population has experienced conflict-related trauma. There are ways to fix this though, of course. Ireland definitely knows about their population's mental health, but spreading information to the people and making healthcare more affordable and available to them needs to be a top priority. And what about the children who had to live through these horrible times? These children are now being prescribed antidepressants. Studies show these children have the same mental health as children who have lived through the Holocaust. That gives you something to think about.
Hello and welcome to the Dr. Lauren Show. Today we have Miss Anna Mitchell with us and we're going to be discussing the troubles of Ireland. Welcome to the show. We're so happy to have you here.
Thank you.
So let's jump right into it. Do you have any memories of the Troubles conflict in Ireland?
I do remember a lot of it. I was young, going to grade school, and really seeing a lot of the conflict firsthand.
Wow, can you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, so I have one specific memory where in third grade, my class was evacuated suddenly from our building, and we had gone running out of the building in single file line with the teachers guiding us. And as we ran down the street, we could see on one side was the British Army, and the other side had the Irish Republic Army. And guns loaded, pointing at each other, we ran right through them. We ran in a single file line, guided by our teachers, for about a block or two before fighting resumed.
Wow, that is very traumatic to deal with as a young child. Has that negatively impacted your life?
You know, I think it has. All of this trauma that we carry with us, and we have it inside of us every day and push it down. And in Ireland, there's not a lot of talking about it. We don't talk about what happened, even though all of us experienced it together. We don't talk about it with our loved ones or our parents or friends or family, even though we know we all went through it together.
Do you think not discussing this, being so closed off amongst each other, has caused further conflict within yourselves?
I think so, yeah. All this unresolved trauma is really bad, and the way that we can't talk about it leaves scars within us all, and it affects how we live our everyday life.
Have you heard of therapy?
Therapy, that is such a good point. Do you think psychoanalytical therapy could be beneficial for better understanding how the Troubles have affected people of Ireland?
You know, I think psychoanalytical therapy could be a great option for people in Ireland like me who have had these experiences that were very traumatizing for a lot of our early lives.
Yes, I definitely think communication, talking about that within the community can really help to unite the community and really help create some resolutions and positive reactions.
Yes, I definitely think that having a place that we can talk about this or clinics that we could go to that were more affordable and that we all kind of accepted that we all have PTSD and need to go to therapy for it, having resources for that would be extremely beneficial for the entire country of Ireland as a whole.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Anna Mitchell. And that was it for today on Dr. Lauren's show. Thank you guys for joining us. The effects of the Troubles heighten the rates of homelessness. Being homeless puts a person at high risk of experiencing disturbing encounters. Fear, paranoia, and stress can all transpire when the reality of a threatening situation becomes apparent, especially after witnessing something traumatic happen to someone else in the same situation.
Ireland currently has more than 8,000 people who are living without food or shelter. Young adults between the ages of 18 and 24 are primarily impacted, and since June of 2015, cases of homelessness in this age group has spiked to 31%. The number of homeless families has increased by 232% since July 2014, and almost one-third of the people in emergency accommodation are children. These statistics do not include the people who are hidden homeless, which refer to people who are sofa surfing with no permanent residence.
The cause of homelessness in Ireland stems from the country's insufficient supply of affordable housing. Many of Ireland's households are renting privately. This limits the amount of available housing and triggers rent prices to increase. Affordable public housing, which Ireland currently lacks, could help give families the opportunity to have a safe option.
Homelessness is not a choice due to laziness in Ireland, but a result of their experiences that shape their behavior in a particular way as a result. Cognitive behavioral therapy could help on changing the automatic negative thoughts that can contribute to and worsen emotional difficulties, depression, and anxiety caused by PTSD from the Troubles. Cognitive strategies have been used to help teach veterans or people with PTSD to identify negative automatic thoughts that are associated with negative mood states and develop alternative responses to thoughts that are more accurate or helpful with the goal of improving mood. Fun fact, everyone knows Dracula is from Romania, but author Bram Stoker has actually never been there. He is Irish, and many people believe Dracula is based off of Irish folklore.
Thanks, it looks very inviting. Out.
Did you know English is not the first official language of Ireland? It is Gaelic Irish. It is only spoken in about 10% of the population on a daily or weekly basis, and mostly only found in rural parts of Ireland and not in the big cities.
Another interesting tidbit about Ireland is the national symbol is not the shamrock, but actually the harp.
Although popular now, Halloween wasn't celebrated in America until the 19th century. It originated in Ireland as a pagan holiday called Samhain, which translates to dark half, because it was the start of the darker half of the year on October 31st. People would wear scary costumes to ward off all of the evil spirits.
St. Patrick was born in England and taken to Ireland by pirates. He is said to have rid Ireland of snakes, but Ireland never had snakes to begin with. Snakes were a metaphor for paganism because St. Patrick was a Catholic missionary.
Some additional fun facts. Around 88% of Irish people are Roman Catholic. In the 2000 U.S. Census, roughly 34,000 Americans reported Irish ancestry. And most surprisingly, since 2009, it is illegal to be drunk in public in the country of Ireland.